If you follow the channel for a while, you'll know that I've worked with Proxxon before, and last year I started to kit out my workshop with various Proxxon tools, courtesy of a collaboration with Proxxon. So this was sent to me, and hopefully it solves one of my ongoing problems in the workshop that I want to resolve. This obviously is a drill stand, and it's designed for the MICROMOT series of tools, including this one, the 60E, which is my main drill now. I've got it hooked up to the transformer up there. There's their transformer model, and amongst the samples that Proxxon was kind enough to send to me was this drill stand. It's their MB200, and they also sent this, which is their Machine Vice, reference number 28132. Which goes as a natural companion to it. Now, the problems I have is I do have another drill stand. I've got a couple of options. I've got a Bosch PBD40 drill stand, or pillar drill. It's been around for years, and I bought it on a Black Friday deal, and it's perfect for various DIY tasks and drilling. It's got quite a big chuck that's more suited to large drill bits, and that is an option for me, and it is a very, very useful tool, but it's very, very hardcore for model making, when what you really want is something smaller. Now, Proxxon does in their catalogue have a motorised, fully motorised pillar drill, but one option you have is to use a drill stand like this with something like their MICROMOT drills. I do actually have another option with my old Minicraft tools that I'm now phasing out with the Proxxon stuff. And there's a kind of router attachment you can use, and indeed in their catalogue there's a spring-loaded drill press option as well, but of course Minicraft doesn't exist anymore, or at least not in the form it used to. So the options I have are things like this, and there are various accessories like their cross table that you can use with it. So let's unbox it and take a look. As with all Proxxon's products, it's going to be very, very high quality and comes in their standard brand colours. So you get a manual, you get the main collar component. Again, this feels very substantial, and you can obviously adjust it there. We'll take a look at that when it's assembled. Let me just unbox everything. The base, which again is a very nicely cast piece of aluminium, and it's got essentially a type of fence or guide and measured increments. And then in here we've got various accessories. It looks like the handle and Allen key. So that obviously goes in there. Yeah, so that's going to be that one. So you can obviously screw it into place. Okay, that's firmly attached. The collar, you can change the height. A nice smooth action there. If I set that, let's put it at its highest. Okay, depth gauge on the collar itself. You can see it there. So there you can see as you actuate it, you've got different depths. Yeah, and you can lock it as well. Okay, all pretty simple, self-explanatory. Before I push on, let me just undo this one, because this is obviously going to be integral to the whole process, is to use a good drill vise, and that will hold your pieces, enable you to hold it and work on them. A few words then on this accessory. Again, another really nicely cast quality feel item, and it enables you even to hold pieces that are circular in shape, cylindrical rather. So got indents that way, so you could drill into tubing, for example. So that can sit on there and hold pieces. This meanwhile can be used to hold things square. So it's got a 20mm collar, so you can plug your power tool, in this case the MICROMOT 60, into there. There's a metal collar on MICROMOT tools. I find these are often very tight, so what I like to do is just open them up. I just give that a bit of a stretch, just to make sure that will then hold that. So then you can hold it properly on the metal collar. There we go, like that. So then you plug it into your controller. And you're good to go. Alright, so let's imagine we want to do a bit of precision drilling. Something like that. Now, what's interesting here is it can also be tilted. Now, in terms of changing the angle, here you've got an Allen bolt, and as you'll see, using the markings on the top there, you can then change the angle. Very useful for drilling at different angles. And then you set it with the screws at the back. There. For now, I shall keep it in the vertical position and tighten up the screws. Just set it to 5mm, and that is how far it will drop. If you want to set it at, say, 10mm, you just change the dial and set it to different depths. So let's set it to 10mm or thereabouts, and that is what it will do. There we go. And there is a sort of gear mechanism there, spring loaded. Now what's cool with this, you could use this with something like their cross table with milling bits, and you can use it then to do things like milling, which is really exciting. But for now we're going to focus on drilling. So I'm going to insert some drill bits and then I'll show you how it works. Let's put a 2mm drill bit in the tool. So let's choose something to drill. Let's imagine I want to drill some small components. Let's take this, for example. So this is cylindrical, a little 3D printed part, and I want to drill out that. There. Alright, and then I want to drill 5mm hole, line everything up. So obviously we can set the speed on the transformer or on the drill itself, in this case. So there you go, nice clean vertical cuts, or holes I should say. And obviously with these kind of tools you can drill in all sorts of materials, from brass to non-ferrous metals, even very thin ferrous metals, and that makes a big difference. Let's imagine then you want to drill at an angle, just for demonstration purposes. We loosen these, choose your angle, 20 degrees in this case. You can obviously then change the position here if you so wish, but that would enable you to drill at an angle. So let's pick something to drill into. We'll use this, which is just a little bit of solidified automotive lacquer, but it's going to show really well, and the fact it's transparent will enable you to see it drilling at an angle. I'm just going to use the fence. Obviously there's going to be a bit of parallax going on there, but you will see in effect it can drill at angles. Right, there you go. This is small and compact, so it will definitely fit either in storage or in a small corner of the workshop, and it's much more precise than what I've got, which is either a handheld drill, the Minicraft router style or spring-loaded drill press. This actually can come apart and be stowed away, but for me, I think this is going to be a very important addition to the workshop and enable me to get that level of precision. Because it's so nicely made, you can of course tighten any components. So I'm just going to tighten that. I'm going to tighten that in the back. There's very little movement. Everything can be shifted so it won't interfere. But yes, this is a very handy addition to the workshop. So thanks once again to Proxxon for supplying this. This will be on long-term review. I'm really pleased with it. I'm still interested in their static drill press, but I want to try this one out first and see whether it does what I need, because space is at a premium in this workshop and I've already got a big pillar drill in the Bosch PBD40. So it requires a bit of thought, but what I'm particularly interested in is learning about milling, and I'm keen to use this for milling tasks, moving on the X and Y axis, that sort of thing. And it will be fun to mill some parts in soft materials like aluminium or brass or what have you. You'll see it on the workbench. There you have it then. That's a quick review of the mini drill vise and the MB200 drill press. As with all Proxxon tools, they're not cheap to buy, but they are a tool that will last for a lifetime once you've made the initial investment. And this is a really nicely put together, really solid piece of kit. Perfect for modelers and miniature fans, and you'll see a lot more of it on the channel. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe. I will do more tool reviews over the coming months. I try to pepper them in amongst all the more tutorial content. If you subscribe, it won't cost you anything. It helps out my channel and it will give you a notification whenever there's a new video. Thanks for watching and bye.
Subscribe for our latest videos.